You can also join us on Tuesday evenings when we broadcast this campaign here on YouTube. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and we also release it as an audio-only podcast as well. So if you prefer that, you can check us out on your favorite podcasting platforms.
And if you love the world of Drakkenheim, want to help support the channel, and bring a little bit of eldritch horror to your game table, you can pick up your very own copy of Dungeons of Drakkenheim, our Emmy Award-winning campaign based on the events of Season 1 of this very campaign, which is available in hard copy at some local game stores, as well as through our publisher, Ghostfire Gaming, at Drakkenheim.com. You can also get it for VTT on Foundry, Roll20. You can get on DriveThruRPG, so many platforms. You can also get Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim, featuring our Apothecary class and new subclasses. You can get Dungeons of Drakkenheim on D&D Beyond, too, and you can pre-order Monsters of Drakkenheim as well. Picking up a copy of our books is one of the best ways to help support the channel and makes everything that we do here possible. So, and best of all, you get some really cool stuff that you can add to your games. So check that all out. With that, let's return to Drakkenheim.
Drakkenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drakkenheim.
Leaving the tumultuous shores of Dransmond and the battles of Wilhelm, Rudy, and Wrath for a moment, we return briefly to Lumen, where Veo, Sebastian, and Pluto are incanting a teleportation spell to move from the Violet Embassy, where they have received the news about Saul Jackson's health, to teleport to Jackson Keep. Fortunately, because Pluto was born there,
Does he count as an object from...
Yeah. I like how the helmet just lit up too.
Pluto, in this moment, you are nothing but an object to me. And I'm going to use you to teleport us to your home.
I agree with all that you said.
All right. Are you ready?
Please take us.
There's a small... There's a small chance that this will fail and I'll rip us all to shreds, but there's a good chance that I'll get us to your home in Jackson's Keep.
I am willing to take that chance. The boat is too slow.
All right. And I start casting the spell as a swirling vortex of shadows wrap around us. Is River coming?
River will travel with you because she knows more teleportation circles than you do and can bring you back to Westermar afterwards. So River will join.
Oh, she's trusting me with the teleportation spell. Thanks, River.
She says, I'm less trusting you than this is the best way to get there out of a bunch of bad options. There's no Academy Circle in Jackson's Keep, so I'm hoping that you know what you're doing.
And away we go!
And of course, Sebastian's teleportation spell is a harrowing experience as your body is transformed into shadow stuff and your bones are atomized into ashes, and you are pulled through time and space in the ether in a very painful fashion where you feel every atom of your body being pulled apart and then reassembled piece by piece.
Hopefully in the same order.
You mostly, yes, but you're conscious the whole time.
But also when you get out, there's just like an ashy taste in your mouth.
Yeah, you cough up some of other people's clothes.
Yeah,
I noticed that every time I use the teleportation spell, you lose about half a pound.
Where?
It's a great weight loss technique, but yeah, when you're coughing up that like black stuff, that's a bit of everybody.
It's kind of the stuff that you didn't know where it was supposed to go.
So it's like, man, you just...
We all get a little bit.
It does a quick hand wave pass. It's like, yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
My ear bones.
Your what?
My ear bones.
Oh, your ear bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear because
You lost
I lost my ear bones.
years ago. Your bones.
You appear not far from Jackson's Keep. I imagine that you appear in a place outside the town and the palace that might have been a spot of some significance to Pluto. Jackson's Keep itself is a manor house and fortress that is south of the Tower of Swords, which is the great palace of Caspia, where the High King's seating, along the coast of the Middle Sea. There's a small town around Jackson's Keep, but it is not a large settlement by any stretch. The majority of things here are the manor house and the actual castle that the Jackson family lives in. The castle itself is a rather low fortification. The walls are not particularly high here. Rather, the whole thing is a sprawling establishment, rather. So many of the walls of Jackson Keep, which are made of kind of this reddish yellow sandstone wash on the that are bleached on the outside, feature these square towers that form pretty and slightly angled walls that form several great courtyards that are filled with sand, where the Jacksons practice their fencing and their various techniques. And there are various pits that are kept within the estate for monsters that the Jacksons have used to test both their soldiers and themselves. And the town that surrounds Jackson Keep is a bit of a there's a modest harbor and several rows of low abodes that all form a rather disorganized network of streets leading around the fortress itself, and then within the actual fortress there's a fortified manor house that is made of stone fortifications, which I'll describe once we actually arrive. And so looking out, you kind of appear along one of the beaches, and this is actually one of the other very nice things. There's some rather nice beaches that are not far from Jackson's Keep. Important to beach, right? And so you kind of appear in the midst of this sandy beach, and a few rather stunned bathers are like, ah!
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah. And the saltwater air of the Middle Sea rolls in, and it is a cloudless day.
Nice home. A little sandy, but it's nice.
Well, this is just the beach. You should see the sand in my house. So much more.
More?
Yeah.
More than the beach?
Yeah, it's more sand than house.
I mean, Caspia is a pretty sandy.
Yeah, it's just, this is where I spent a lot of my time growing up.
Like a dry heap.
Yeah.
Flying kites to then catch animals.
With
like
your
flying animals, and then try to reel them in. And you taunt winged creatures with kites that look like prey.
You like
And then you could ride them, and then you could even you could jump on a board, like a very like slippery board, like a shield, and you could like surf around.
using
Yeah,
that's
I captured
Wow. What kind of animals? Like a little griffin?
like giant vultures.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
and seagulls, pelicans,
giant seagulls.
giant seagulls. Yeah, the bigger.
They're
the
actually
better.
really bad along here.
Yeah, you got to clean up your food.
Yeah, the giant seagulls. Yeah.
if you bring
Come and
if
pick
you bring
up
fries to the
small
beach like
Caspian.
giant
If you
seagulls.
bring a small dog, it's gone.
Or child.
yeah, you gotta watch your kids. Actually, a lot of the tethers went on kids too, so you could like
That's how they discovered it to begin with.
fight them off. Hey,
Yeah.
it's my son.
Yeah.
A fun day at the beach.
Fun for
learning
the whole
so much.
family.
Yeah. And you try to. The goal was you leave the beach with as many people as you came with.
It's a good goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the goal every time I've gone to a beach.
and have some fun, and not get burned, sunburned.
Right.
Yeah, in that order.
As you head along the beach, there is a seawall and a pier that you clamber up, and already, because the town around Jackson's Keep is relatively small, there are people that recognize Pluto immediately, but you can tell that the mood is quite somber, and that the word has come out about what is happening here, because many of the folk in Jackson's Keep, as they see you, Pluto, they bow deeply and they give their regards, and it's not before long that several of the house guard realize that you've made an appearance, and a contingent of House Jackson soldiers arrive to escort you properly into the keep.
I think it's. I don't think we should delay, but it's interesting coming back here. Seeing the place I grew up. I feel like I've been away for so long.
It's been almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah. And I've gone on adventures before, but I don't think ever for this long. So it brings back a lot of memories. Good memories.
Well, I mean, when we first met, I remember you said that you would take me to see Caspia someday. I wish it was under better circumstances, but I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you. Thank you for both being here.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Sorry it's so sandy.
I'm gonna get sand everywhere.
I did miss it though, because like a lot of Drakkenheim is gross. Sand, you can kind of wash it off.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
But then I have to wash, and that's
Oh yeah, true. Fair.
As you approach the gates of the keep, there's kind of a limestone road with bridges that cross over several tributaries. There is at the edge here, where Jackson's Keep is built. Jackson's Keep lies along where a river called the River of Blood flows into the Middle Sea, and it is named as such because of kind of the quality of the sand and the material in the sediment gives the water more of a reddish hue than anything else, and so the River of Blood flows down from kind of collects from both the Glimmer Mountains and the Rust Edge Mountains, and it sort of passes past the Tower of Swords and then flows out past Jackson's Keep. And so as you go past the harbor and the beach, then crossing over the bridges leads into Jackson's Keep, where there is a gate that again, the gates are not exceptionally high. Like the walls and the gates are not exceptionally high. In most cases, they're about like half the height of the walls of Drakkenheim. But the gate is ornately decorated with statues of, most prominently over the entrance to Jackson's Keep is actually an old bronze cast statue of Jackson Caspian, who is the founder of House Jackson. So all the great houses of Caspia are descended from the mighty hero Rex Caspian, and represent the 6 children of Rex Caspian, who could never agree on anything after their father died. Not really. And so each of them then established essentially their own kingdoms, which were not actually united in any way unless they were being invaded until the Edicts of Lumen. And so Jackson Caspian is depicted here as the founder of House Jackson, who would be your great because he would have lived several hundred years ago. And so there are other depictions and kind of the sort of carved alcoves in the sides of the gates that depict great monsters that the house has slain, but most notably placed upon decorating the outside of the gate on spikes are ancient skulls of monsters that have been slain by House Jackson.
What is yours?
I one day will adorn the great gates of House Jackson with some of the monsters. A lot of them are still back in Drakkenheim.
I say Big Linda should go up there.
Yeah, that would actually be. I think that would be a good one. Yeah.
As you
Very
enter the gates, there is a great fanfare sounding, and as a scion of the house, each one of you all have your own theme song that is played as you enter in, and what you find is that the soldiers of House Jackson, as you enter through the gates, the estate goes through these kind of this sand-lined yard that goes straight from the gate to the manor house, which is a long, wide building made of limestone and with slate roofs and fortified towers. And there's a great balcony that, kind of like that imperial balcony that leads into the house proper with a colonnade out the front, right? So if you kind of imagine like those manor houses where you have like the 2 sets of stairs that go up, there's the rounded balcony and then the set of pillared columns, and then that goes into the house proper. So that is the entrance to the manor house. And then it has its great rooftops, and then there's actually like fortified towers on either side of the entrance as well. So it's a bit of this combination of like an estate and a castle, and lining the entire field in respect, because that front balcony of the house, someone can stand there and address the soldiers of House Jackson. And in fact, the soldiers of House Jackson are standing in rows on guard with their javelins and longswords presented, basically waiting for the news.
It's a lot of soldiers.
Yeah. This is like the personal guard too. You know, we have more.
You ready for this?
No.
Yeah, that was a silly question. Sorry. Of course. Veo and I are here if you need us.
You know, it's I've seen that man do some incredible things. He used to wrestle owl bears growing up. He would tame giant pythons and ride them. He was just like, and every time you'd think, that's the last one. That's the last time I'm gonna see him. Or when he'd go off on one of his escapades. And so a bit of you gets numb to it. You think, because when you see as many people perish, especially under your command, but then when you see him get older and wiser, eventually, you know it's coming.
The soldiers of House Jackson turn to salute you, Pluto, as coming out from the manor house is a person that you've known a few times, but of course you've been gone for several years, so some of the household organization has changed. There's a few new faces amongst all of this.
The staff changes a lot because sometimes in a pinch we send them on dangerous errands and they may not return. I absolutely used the gardener before.
We don't know what happened to your court mage.
Yeah, they've been missing, I think, for a little while.
Well, you told us around the time that you got your brain drank.
Oh, yeah.
Drunk.
Oh, I told you that. Yeah, they were with me. Oh,
yeah.
Where are they?
Approaching you comes the current steward, a Caspian woman named Sharon Styx, and she's been part of the household for years, in various roles, and is now serving as the house steward. And she approaches you, and she says, "Welcome back, Prince Jackson."
Thank you, Sharon. It's good to see a familiar face.
I wish that you'd come home under happier times, but we didn't know that you were coming back. But we'd hoped that word had reached you somehow that this was that was happening. Your father is holding up, and you should come see him soon.
Can I?
We've prepared your own chambers, though the whole house is at your disposal. Much of the rest of the family is here. I know it's been a while since you've talked with them all, but I just wanted you to know that your mother Tara is doing well. She's here, as well as your sister, as well as several of your sisters, Eris, Minerva, Nixia, Kara. They're all here. Your wife, Rosa, here. Your nephew, George. They're all here.
I should probably see my wife. Haven't seen her in a long time. I have many letters for her that I just have not sent. Didn't know how to. My courier was murdered very early on by rats.
I won't lie, I thought the wife thing was a joke. I didn't realize that. Okay.
I mean, I thought at least you would have sent the letters.
I didn't know how.
You could have asked. We have so many ways to send letters.
Usually someone comes to me and says, "Can I have the letters?" So I've just been waiting.
I would have sent one of my hooded lanterns to help you out with sending your mail, but
all that would have been, and I pull out about like 700 letters, like bundled with different paper textures. Like some of the papers are obviously like skin from monsters. Like in a pinch, you just gotta like use what you got. Written in blood, like "I love you."
I mean, I guess she didn't send you any letters either. So
I don't know that.
Did you ask the Hooded Lanterns if any letters had arrived for Pluto?
no, I assume they just came.
A lot of assumptions were happening here, guys.
Yeah, where's my? Have they been sending letters? Where's my letters? I have to talk to my wife. She must be worried sick.
As you are led into the house, you go up the grand stairs into the vestibule and the entrance hallway of House Jackson, whereupon a glorious chandelier is in the main hall, crafted with many of the trophies of the house. There are statues and paintings depicting all of the previous heads of the household over the years, and it is ostentatiously decorated in with to a tacky degree that could only be successfully pulled off by House Jackson.
Yeah.
Right?
That sums it up.
Anybody
Think
else would
like
be
the
too
back
much.
room of a theater met a hunting lodge.
Mixed with like one of those restaurants where there's just way too much crap on the walls.
Like obscure pictures with like random people of interest where, like his shaking.
Saul with,
Honestly,
like,
there's a
shaking
fair
hands
amount of
with,
stolen art as well. Just claimed treasures, things that
a wagon wheel just hung up on like one part, and it's like missing. It's got like a tooth.
Part of
stuck
an
in
old
it.
saddle. Nobody really knows the story behind it, right? Just knickknacks and oddities, strange, and part of like the charm of the household is that none of the furniture matches.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Is that someone's femur on the wall?
Someone's
or something.
someone important.
But
they're on their wall of House Jackson.
Very large theme of many of the things that are on the walls though are weapons.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of weapons in shields are often arranged in almost artful patterns. Like you're like, I never thought that you could make a bunch of swords spell out the numbers 6 and 9 at the same time, but they can.
Who's your decorator?
Everyone? We just give everyone like nails. They just do what you want. Sort of a free range. But some of these have immaculate stories. These are recovered weapons. These are weapons from old house leaders. Sometimes gifts when we really were like, thanks. Like there's a staff over there. I'm not gonna use the staff.
Right. So people would gift you extraordinary weapons, but you were just like, let's nail them to the wall.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
If they weren't like
Useful.
up to our or helpful in the moment.
Yeah.
But if you need a weapon and the other idea is like if there was like an attack and we weren't
Everybody could
prepared,
grab a weapon.
you could just grab something off the wall. We got lots of options.
Yeah. As you move through the home, you are brought to the other side of the home, where Saul Jackson's personal chamber is. His chamber is a golden marble chamber with a great set of doors that are again decorated with the deeds of the house. This is the chamber of the master of the house. And it overlooks the other side of kind of the as you come back around on the back side of the house. This is where the family gardens are. And so the master suite overlooks the family gardens, where the river of blood kind of flows into it, and it is this really interesting garden that is rather vicious and spiky looking plants, often with red flowers. And there's kind of this winding path that goes all through it, where the gardeners of the house have collected plants from all over the world, and so parts of it are like flower gardens, but then there's like a rock garden, and then there's a grotto that's somewhere back there. The estate kind of goes pretty far back at that point, and there might be some trolls living in part of the garden. There might be some monsters back there. It's dangerous to go alone, and so when you go to the gardens of House Jackson, there actually is a sign that says it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and then there's just a rack of swords.
We actually used to have a hedge maze, but then a minotaur moved in and we kept missing servants, so we had to like
it was just a lot to maintain.
Yeah. A lot, because you go send them into water and you just never see
and the servants really thought it was a BS position. You had to deal with a lot of BS, in other words.
Yeah. You step in it.
Yeah.
Slip on it.
Indeed. Nevertheless, outside the chamber, leading into the leading in to the into Saul's chamber. There are several guards that are posted, and there are several couches and benches and settees along the hall. And they're under guard. George is outside. He looks a little bored, but also sad and confused. And he's grown up, like he's a teenager now, right? And he very much has this distinctive mix to him where like he's got this strange mix of Von Kessel and Jackson features that are kind of coming in. It's like, well, there's a certain extent that you can see the resemblance to like Wilhelm, and then you can also see the resemblance to Pluto in there. It's kind of strange as a child of those two families. And he himself, he's sitting on a bench, and he's obviously a little bit bored, and what he's doing is he's got a sword in its sheath, and he's kind of like sheathing it and unsheathing it, sheathing it and unsheathing it, and like that annoying, like, you know how like a teenager will like fidget with something in like an annoying way when they're in like a boring but also kind of stressful situation. That's what he's kind of like, sheath the sword, unsheath it, sheath the sword, unsheath it, bang it against something. Yeah.
As we're approaching, I just want to yell out to him. You're gonna dull that blade if you keep doing it. What's up, little prince?
He says, "Oh, hi."
It's Uncle Sebastian. Do you remember me?
Oh, yeah, hey.
Oh, I thought...
Whatever.
Hello, George.
Hey, Uncle Pluto.
Keeping fit, I see. How go your studies?
They're boring.
Are you killing lots of stuff?
No. They don't let me do anything dangerous.
Oh, why not?
Because they're worried about me getting hurt.
Well, that's fun.
I think we were gonna put you on the throne of Drakkenheim at one point.
Yeah, apparently. And then my uncle showed up. My other uncle. What was that all about? I was looking forward to being king. It was gonna be cool.
I'm sure you'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Just wait for a couple of us to die. You're squeeze right in.
He kind of like kicks the...
Look, George, I know this isn't the best circumstances, but you look good, kid. And you know what? Your time will come.
Better.
As it does for all of us.
Grandpa's not doing so good, is he?
I don't think so. Is he in there?
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
Yeah. Mom's in there too.
What's it been like?
It's been tough. He keeps yelling at everybody that he wants to go to the Colosseum up north so that he can, die in battle, and everybody's like, at this point, it's not gonna happen.
Isn't that what Caspians do?
I mean, probably about 80% of them, yeah.
Yeah, this is it's what everyone, you grow up and you think that's what you want. It's what you're supposed to want.
It sounds like it's still what he wants.
Yeah, but is it really what You know, is it really what I want? I've seen enough death. I've seen enough battle. Anyways, we're gonna go in. Do you think? Does he know I'm here?
I don't know.
Well, George, as always, super helpful. And I scruffle his hair. And I'll see you on the other side, kid.
Pluto, do you want some time with your family? Do you want us to come in?
I can hang out with George. We get along great, right, George?
You smell weird.
Thank you.
Oh, that's me.
I can show you some magic.
Oh, God.
You hungry? You want a cookie?
Do you want some time alone,
I
or do
give
you
him
want
a
us in there
cookie.
with you?
You guys know.
It says raisins in it.
No, we would never.
That's not a raisin.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you want some time alone with your family, but also if you need us to support you, like whatever you need.
What do we need?
You're the great heroes of Drakkenheim. You know Saul, my dad. Yeah, you're absolutely welcome in, and I'm sure he'd love to see you.
Okay. George, you okay out here by yourself?
I guess I'll come in too.
All right, Slugger.
Teenagers, eh?
Yeah, that's the worst.
I was the worst at his age.
Yeah, didn't you summon a?
Don't. No. We don't talk about that. Not right now.
Slowly open the door and do like the polite, like the light knock, but I'm already opening it. Hello?
You enter through the double doors into Saul Jackson's chamber. There's a lot of people in this room. As I said, its balcony and colonnade looks out over the garden, and the sun kind of hits into the room and illuminates off all the gold and decorations and all the tapestries, the paint. There's there's a great fireplace where there's a great painting of Saul Jackson and all of his family and children. Beautiful. And he has a lot of them, right?
How old is Pluto in it?
I mean, Saul Jackson is in his 90s and has had, like, you start counting the number of kids there, and you're like, whoa. One of the things that you probably realize is that this painting was probably never posed for, because there's more. And one of the things that you sort of realize in this is that Saul Jackson's buried a lot of his own kids, right? And that's kind of one of the things that you know, seeing this painting, right, that depicts so many of your brothers, and so many of your sisters, because Jackson's doesn't matter what gender, they are valiant warriors, and a lot of them, you know, push their luck, and so there's more of your siblings are dead than are alive.
Is it clear that that sometimes I feel like this painting might have been brought down and then
Yes,
faces added to it,
yeah,
and then put back up?
Yeah, so it is a painting that is meant to represent all of Saul's children and family, some of whom there are siblings that you never met.
Didn't
right?
even cross.
Right?
Didn't even exist at the same time.
Your father was like 70 when you were born, right? So there were sons and daughters that had lived full lives before you even, that you never knew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Great heroes. I had brothers and sisters.
And
I've heard tales. But
yeah.
never met them.
And so gathered here are most of the survivors. Which consists of you, your sister Eris, and you recognize your sisters Minerva, Nixia, and Kara, and they are gathered there with your mother Tara. They are all seated around Saul's bed. it's a canopied bed that and off on the other side of the corner, the rest of Saul's room, beyond the decorations, is also Saul's personal gym. So he has all of his his weights and kind of his mats and everything that he uses and of course the first part of the garden coming down from the steps of his balcony is also his own little track, and everything that he uses for his personal training, and then obviously his sparring grounds out in the fields and everything, and as you approach, you can see that Saul is he's in the bed. His suit of armor is on an armor stand beside him, and he is holding in his hand, in its scabbard, the sword of House Jackson. The thing about him is that as you approach, Saul Jackson, through most of his life, through most of the time that knew him, he was already in his 60s, right? But his health, right? When he was 60, he was in better health than most people in their 20s, right? And so for him at 90, right, he still looked like most, even a 50-year-old, right? And now you see him and it's this thing of you've seen elderly people, and elderly people that don't look well at the end. Saul looks like a healthy but elderly person now, and for him that's bad. Right? That someone who is held on to that that one little bit. It's yeah, this is someone who wasn't gonna you put it together. It's it was never gonna be a slow thing for him. It was gonna be suddenly that was it's the battery always had to run at 100%, and as soon as it was gonna go down to 99%, that's it. And so even though he doesn't look declined, you can tell that he's just there's almost the sense that he was just waiting to say a few more things. And as you approach, several of your sisters stand up and they hug you.
Hugs.
Do some hugs.
Good to see you.
Your mother stays seated, and she looks very brave, and appropriately, as befits the full display. Everyone's wearing their armor, right? That's how you show your respect, right? And so they've all got a breastplate on. Helmets are all set down. There's kind of everyone's taken off their helmets, but the armor is still all in place, and everyone's kind of armored up on the outside, so armored up for the faces. Yeah.
It's gonna get hit. I'm gonna get hit.
Yep. And then amongst them, obviously, as well, is your wife, Rosa. And she stands up and she also embraces you. And she says, "Did you get any of my letters?"
Did you get any of my letters?
What happened?
I have them all here. It turns out I didn't. No one came to get them. And I didn't get any of
Where are all
yours.
the letters that I sent you?
I don't know. Who did you send them to?
I sent them through a courier. The courier's never returned.
Oh, that's probably a good sign that they didn't make it.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go back to the letters to tell you even the things that I wanted to tell you.
It's so good to see you.
I touched a gem in the middle of Drakkenheim, and now hands are chasing me.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and I just wish you were there. to comfort me.
Well, I'm here to comfort you now. I'm sure that I've heard stories about everything that you've done.
I missed you so much.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
There's big family hugs all around.
These are my friends.
Rosa, I've heard so little about you.
That's not surprising.
But I have heard a little bit about you.
Well, you should know that I am from noble house of Liberio. We were set up. It's been fine. Yeah, I have a degree in medicine and social science.
It's wonderful to meet you. I'm the greatest sorcerer in the world. Sebastian Crow.
I've heard of you.
Of course you have. Pleasure.
You must be Veo.
Hey. You've heard of me?
I mean, we've heard all these stories, and then when Saul went up to Drakkenheim, I heard a bunch of news said all sorts of things about both of you. It's lovely to meet you finally. It seems like you've been very close friends with Pluto.
Yeah, we have each other's backs, and
Best friends.
They
Yeah.
kept me safe.
There's a grumbling voice that says, "You've got lots left of this world, Rosa. I don't have much time left with my son. It's my turn."
Father,
And he tries to get up out of bed.
Oh no, and try to like.
No, let me. I can.
It's okay. I'm gonna come and kneel beside the bed so I can stare him in the eye.
I hate to be treated like an invalid. Like I can't do anything anymore.
You did so much. I had to tell you, I wanted to tell you for so long. I killed a demon lord, and I took his sword, and I gave it back to the Illyrians. I think I did the right thing.
Pluto. Sit down. He kind of help me, and everyone kind of adjusts. There's that all sort of adjustment of like the pillows and the bed.
I don't think there's enough time to tell you all the things that I did.
Well, we'll take the time we have. I can push through a couple more reps, the old ticker, and we'll say, tell me what you've done. I want to hear about it.
I did a lot, but everything I did, I wanted to make you proud. I think I did the right thing.
You've been a loyal son, lad, and I am so proud of you. There was a lot that I wanted to do, and a lot of things that didn't work out the way that I hoped they would. But you've given so much for our house, sacrificed so much for me. Thank you, my boy.
I would do anything. The only reason I even left was because there was glory for House Jackson. It's the only reason I left, and you entrusted me with one of the most important expeditions, I think, in this last decade. And I'm so grateful.
My boy, as I sit here now, I look up at that painting over there, and I realize that I swept up all my children in my foolish dream.
No.
And all of you gave all of your loyalty and all of your love and your blood and so many of your lives so that I could wear that damn crown. And what was it all for? Here I am, in my bed, in my twilight hours. And I'm no closer to that crown. But all I feel is lucky that the children that I do have are all here with me right now. And so even though I can't go out with a crown on my head in the midst of a battle, I think that this is my way of learning that maybe I should not have taken so much from my family for myself. Because you've given, Pluto. You've sacrificed for your friends, for me. Look at all the time that you haven't had with Rosa. All the time, all the people, all of your brothers and sisters that gave their lives that aren't here. For what? The King's Moot was my dream, not yours. And I forced that on you. And I'm sorry.
I don't regret any of it. And I'm sorry, Rosa, for not being more here, but I can't live with that regret. There's no regret. And I don't speak for the others, but a life with purpose and with ambition, even a short one, is, I think, a life worth living. And there was no sword to our back. We did this I did it voluntarily. I enjoyed every minute of it. I met some great people. I got to do some great things. I ate some weird food. And in the end, I think I set out and accomplished some great things, and I saved a lot of people. And that's my legacy.
He gestures over to his desk, and Sharon, the steward, fetches a document that is on it. It's my will. Pluto, you will be the new lord of House Jackson, the prince elector.
There's someone else. What about my Minerva and Nixia? Ares.
They're yours to do right by now, and they will help you in everything that you need. I have said that. I know that Minerva, Nixia, Kara, Eris, they know that they're going to do the real work. But the house always needs, that's always the way our house is run. I've always just been a big old braggart at the forefront of things. And it's your turn to be that big old braggart.
If I can only be half of you. I am half of you. I think I can live up to it.
I want you to know, though, that the King's Moot, the crown, you don't have to do that. That's my dream. It's not yours. And when I'm gone, I don't want you to feel like you have to do it for my sake, because you don't. If you want to do it, if you're going to do it, you have to do it for you and those that you love. And that's the part that I forgot. I did it for myself, and I forgot about those that I love. Too much. I took them for granted. So don't do it to honor an old dead man, but so that you can build a world for those that you care about.
even as you lay there, I don't think you realize how wise you truly are. And as your strength leaves you, know that it is not in this moment that you will be judged, but for all the great things that you did. And there will be great songs and statues. We will hold grand celebrations for you. And you will be missed.
Tell me about the celebrations that you'll have for yourself. The celebrations that you'll have for your friends. Tell me about the things that I won't be there for, that I won't see.
We love wine. We love wine.
Caspian wine is the best wine.
He drinks a lot.
It's really good.
You should go out to the vineyards.
I'll make sure to stop there.
There's a few good bottles that are in the cellar that you can drink for me when I'm not gone.
Sebastian, is there any way that we can give him in his mind his final battle? Do you have any magic that can do that?
I mean, I could put on a little illusory show of a battle.
No,
That's...
like hypnotic pattern or anything like that.
I don't know if I want to rob him of his last moments by hypnotizing him.
Sandy.
Pluto, what are you going to do? Tell me about the next battle you're going to fight. Tell me about the future that I don't get to see.
You did the hard things. You were the plow. You had to pave the way for us to lay the foundation. And so the world after you is a world of happiness. There will be peace. There will be safety. Food will be plentiful. The bards will sing great songs, and people will laugh, and maybe there will be a generation that won't know war.
Maybe. I hope they'll still be strong.
There's
in their own
plenty.
ways.
At least not against each other.
I think I'm almost ready to go. And there was one thing that I knew. You see, I realized that even if I held out, I didn't have a chance of winning the next King's Moot. None whatsoever. Because my son had already won it. Do you know that?
Did I win? Wait, what are you talking about?
When the King's Moot is called, the challenges issued by the houses will be called to account. Our challenge that I issued at the last King's Moot, was 10 years ago. Greatest monster slain. You've done it 10 times over. Who can boast a more impressive victory over a monster than you?
I mean, I didn't do it alone.
No one ever does.
No.
House Jones said that their vote would go to whoever found the mightiest magical blade.
I found it. Even though I gave it away, I found it. We found it.
But you obtained it.
I'm the only one that could carry it.
You also carry the second most magical blade we've ever found, so I mean, you got more than one in that bag.
Indeed. House Joplin the most impressive foreign alliance.
We secured the Illyrians.
Wilhelm.
Yeah,
as
well,
And
well.
Westamar.
Oh yeah, and Westmar. And
you united the nations. You are instrumental in uniting the nations.
Now,
sort of happened. Just sort of happened.
that's 3. There's the 6 votes from the challenges. 3 of 6. And then there are the 6 votes the House has cast. Now House Joyce. Their challenge, one that they almost always win. The greatest treasure tieth to the faith of the sacred flame.
Oh, that's definitely the. That's definitely the sword.
Oh, and they think they'd always win because they're Sacred Flame House. But no, we got them. You got them.
We got them.
That's 4 of the 6. Now the other 2 you don't have to worry too much about. I think with 4 of 6, at the very least, no matter how the other houses vote, there might be a tie. You'll win the duel. House Jagger said the house with the most impressive steed, and House John the greatest battle won at sea. Those ones, don't worry about them though. Jagger and John always get their own as well.
Yeah, my horse died. They got eaten by like a caterpillar.
But the point is, with the vote that you'll cast for our own house, you'll be going into the Kingsmoot with 5 votes. Every other house would have to vote against you for either Jagger or John. Jagger or John. Joplin's got no chance.
How many times have they won it?
The Jacksons have never won.
The Jacksons have never won.
No. But you did it all. You did it. And if there's anyone that I would lose the Kingsmoot to, it's my own blood.
I did it for us. And I did it not because I wanted to win the Kingsmoot, but it was the right thing to do. We needed to unite Westamar. We needed to... I mean, we didn't need to go to Lumen and go underneath and cause all that mayhem, but we needed to get rid of it. We needed to give back that sword. That is a power that none of us should wield, and I don't believe the Sacred Flame would either. That place is awful, and that's why it feels like such a focus. I don't.
So that's what I want to know. Is what kind of king is my son going to be?
I'm gonna be the kind of king that listens to those wiser than him.
So I suppose you might want to listen to everybody then.
Yeah, I think a handful of Pluto.
Yeah. I think it's. I think you've taught me some great things. You've taught me how to skew boars and shave bears. Yeah, it's important. You gotta shave them in the summer so they can grow bigger.
You know, Pluto, I've known you a long time. I know what type of a king you would be, and if I may, Saul, when Pluto showed up, he was arrogant, boisterous, tried to command us to do his bidding. But we've been with you for 2 years.
Sounds like a model Caspian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was prime Caspian.
But I've seen Pluto in the 2 years that I've spent with him go out of his way to protect other people, go out of his way to do what's right. He went he went to the ends of the earth to fight for me, for his friend. He's a king that I think when people are looking up to you or trusting you, you'll fight for them. And I think it's a good leader. Somebody who will fight for the people who rely on them. So I've seen you grow into that person, and I think Saul, Pluto, I think you deserve a lot of credit. Everything you did wasn't just for your father. You grew a lot as a person for yourself.
Just beware, my son. I can't be the first one that's put together that the king's mood is already decided. If this old coot can see the writing on the wall, then the other houses will know soon. And they will make... They might not be able to outdo your deeds, but they might be able to make the other things that you want to achieve between now and the king's mood much more difficult. So beware.
Do you think they'll try to take his life?
Eliminating the competition would be dastardly, but it wouldn't be the first time it's happened.
We won't let it happen,
Well, they can try.
but they won't succeed. Not if we stay together.
Yeah,
Saul, we'll protect your son with our lives.
Thank you.
I have.
I'm sure.
Enough of that.
He's my boy! Take care of him!
I will, Saul.
We don't have to talk about that stuff. Let's just be.
Tell me more of your battles.
And then I had a caterpillar or a butterfly drink my thoughts. And that's when I forgot to start sending letters. And then I lost 2 of those people that we sent. And then 100 of our people, and I almost imagine that it's slowly like it like fades away, like as I'm chatting with you, and it just sort of like slow pans.
Yeah, you begin telling the stories of your adventures with Veo and Sebastian, adding some details, and your sisters and Rosa and George and Saul
And the harpy just flew up in the sky.
listen with rapt attention to the tales of Pluto's deeds and victories. And as you continue to tell the stories, it's only in that moment that you realize that Saul's breathing is getting slower, and he gives you that glance of like, don't stop the stories. Keep the stories going. And he gives you that look of like,
The dragon flew over us. It was controlled by the city. And it turns out that it was taken over by Veo's father. And it was what else?
And then I cast the force wall to block it from getting to us as we escaped into the tower.
Yeah.
And then you kicked the giant and took the sword and disarmed it all in one.
Yeah, and cleaved it.
And yet again, I shot arrows.
And then you crawled through that prismatic light, and that was probably a big mistake.
That was a bad idea.
Her fur was burning.
Pluto saved me.
The stories continue, and the family gathers. And as the night passes, so does Saul Jackson. And from there, the stories turn not from Pluto's stories, but to memories of the past, as Terra and Eris, Minerva, Nixia, they tell the stories of Saul's life and his victories and his stories. Remembering the memories of your brothers who have fallen in the past, and the all the different things that Saul had accomplished in his time.
He was a great man. I'm gonna miss him so much.
He had a great son.
I'm not gonna have anyone to console me when I fail those contests.
Why do you think you're gonna fail?
I just think back to so many times growing up, not being able to hit the target or the mark, not being fast enough, not being strong enough, and he always had words of encouragement or wisdom to bestow. That's what I'll miss the most, is knowing he's not there.
But knowing that he's proud of you,
Yeah.
knowing that as you move forward in life, Pluto, that he can still be there in spirit.
Pluto, listening to the words that Saul said, I think something that's important is he did give you some final words of encouragement there, and they were asking you to reflect on your achievements. He didn't see the kid who missed the shots that he had to correct. He saw a hero of Caspia. He saw the greatest Jackson achieving glory for their house. That's what he saw. And that's what he wanted to hear about. So remember that. Who you are. Who you are. The greatest hero of House Jackson. And
Yeah.
your father saw that in you. And the legacy that he wants to leave behind.
I'm gonna make him so damn proud.
Yeah.
I should probably go spend some time with my wife. It's been years.
I think
I'm gonna go there.
I came off a little jealous. Can you apologize to her for me?
No one cares.
Oh, okay.
We're all just very sad.
Yeah, alright.
I'll see you guys in a few days.
Oh, are we not? I guess we're not staying in the same room. No.
Oh yeah, I guess
You
you're
really gotta put those earplugs in then.
Theo, you and I can have a cuddle puddle. It's
I
weird
think
with
I-
only two of
I
us.
think I just need
Oh no.
I just need a few nights alone.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Maybe when we go back on the road we can
It's fine.
Yeah, it's cool. Veo and I will just share a bunk bed, okay?
I just also have to explain to my wife that I've been sharing a room with a cat and a lich.
Complicated
for-
explanations. I get it.
Because she also hasn't read any of the letters, so this is a big lead up. Like this is a big jump for her. That's a lot of leap.
I don't feel rejected at all. It's fine.
Don't be rejected.
It's okay. I can create an illusionary Pluto. He'll stay in the bed with us.
It'll be good.
It's
Alright.
like the straw man, like it's like wearing my helmet.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah, we need that actually.
Can we have the
Yeah.
helmet? Thank you.
you can have
Thank
the
you.
helmet.
Yeah. Okay. Have some time, Pluto. It's fine.
You can have one of the servants do a stand-in. He just has to lay there. It's just like
We get one of the servants to put the helmet on.
The muscle,
And we
the
just
muscle
curl
forms
up.
just won't be the same. Okay. You're
true.
very buff.
It's true. Yes.
Look at this one. I'm out of space.
It's a really sad day, okay? For all of us.
In the next days, a funeral is held for Saul, where as befits the manner of the continent, and for House Jackson in particular, a pyre is made and he is cremated, and it is tradition for the houses that the scattering is done in the River of Blood. and there are markers that are placed to remember all of the fallen. There is part of the house gardens. There is like the crematory plot, and there are the statues that mark Saul, as well as the statues of brothers that you've had, like Deimos and Phobos, Triton and Titan, Hyperion and Vulcan, and there's even a space for Uranus.
It's the well.
So the garden has sort of like this. Instead of a cemetery, there's a garden of remembrance where there are statues of those who of house members who have passed, and they watch over the way of the river of blood. And so the ceremony is held, and there are games and drinking and food, and much reminiscing over several days, as well as story as well. Sharon, the steward, does call all of the heirs together to explain the new ordering of the estate, where you are presented with the sword of House Jackson.
Is there a little bit of jealousy amongst some of the...
No, because with all the great houses of Caspia, running of a great house, there's always the people who run the house and the people who lead the house. And with most of the houses of Caspia, it's very rare and with House Jackson in particular, it's usually been the leader of the house has been a bit of a figurehead to be a big damn hero, whereas the rest of the family does the actual work, right? Like your mother Tara really was the one who ran the house,
okay,
right?
okay.
And so she, in terms of organizing all of those affairs, she's setting things up so that your sisters and Rosa will be able to kind of run the estate, the family, all the sort of the family holdings, and make sure that those are, because there's an acknowledgement that that you're not going to be staying here, that there's more that calls you away, right? But you are now Prince Elector of House Jackson, and you bear the family blade.
And is it magical?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You have way too many magical plates.
I'm gonna just start nailing them to the wall.
You
Nailing
nail
Ignatius.
Ignatius to the wall.
Yeah, this is where you belong.
I'm just so mad about it.
Over top of some like chicken wings and.
So you do have to attune to the weapon if you want to use these features. Jackson's longsword is a +3 longsword. And while attuned to it, you don't have to necessarily be wielding it. So if you still want to use Ignatius, you can actually still get some of the benefits of the blade. It increases your strength by 2 while you're attuned to it and wearing it. You can use the blade to grant you an extra use of action surge once per day.
Ooh.
You have a free attunement slot?
Yeah, because I had to leave a helmet somewhere. So that my friend that I brought back to life doesn't melt again.
You're welcome for freeing up a spot for this awesome blade.
And I thank you for it.
Okay, good.
So Ignatius will do more damage, but the sword gives other things.
I mean, increasing his strength is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, you only need to... The sword does, when you attack with Jackson's longsword, you also can shove as part of the same action. So it does have a benefit when you attack with it, but the strength, you only have to be attuned to the weapon to benefit from the strength increase and the extra actions.
What's the strength increase, sorry?
+2.
I graciously accept the blade, and I will use it to shove people. To shove my enemies. I use it to shove our house forward into the future. Politically.
Did you just start your own sword? Or I guess I did.
Yeah, you started it, and I'm
Finish
banging
it.
my swords together. Maybe I just get rid of the shield and just go.
Just dual wielder.
So
2 magic
start.
No, it's not my style.
Could be.
You have 2 of the most powerful blades.
2 of.
You gave
know
away
what?
the first.
I did give away.
You've had 3 of the most powerful.
Yeah, but one of them was evil,
It
and
was sort of evil.
nobody was going to talk you into trying to use that.
And honestly, it killed 1 paladin, and I've already killed a paladin. I've got enough of that on my conscience.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah,
Ignatius
killing
has
one
too.
is so bad.
Ignatius.
Jackson's longsword. It's a glimmering longsword with blue ornate hilt, set with a single sapphire on the crossguard.
I will carry it with me and keep it safe. And I will use it to show my position now amongst House Jackson.
You can do that like Witcher thing where he just has like 2 blades going the same direction, and you can just pick which one you want to draw.
That's
Something
true.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
So it is worth noting that as you're aware, there's the seals of Westamar and Illyria. In Caspia, it's 6 swords. So this is actually one of the seals that is tied to the crown of Caspia.
Okay. So it might come up later.
Mm-hmm.
What if someone tries to kill me and take it?
We won't let them.
I mean, that's literally.
I'm not
been-
actually worried. I'm not
Yeah.
actually worried about
People have been trying to kill us and take our stuff for like years.
Ever.
It's
Yeah.
been a long.
One of the things, though, that is worth noting, however, is that an individual cannot attune to more than 1 continental seal.
Oh.
More than 1 continental seal.
Do you have one?
So if you possess any of these seals of Westamar, as long as you can't attune to you can't be attuned to a seal of Westamar and a seal of Caspia.
Yeah, I don't think I have any seals other than
Yeah.
I have Ignatius. I have my spell storing ring,
Oh, okay.
and now potentially the house.
I think you're the only one with an official seal. I
Yep.
mean, I guess no. I had to give the staff back. They just gave me stuff.
You have a regular staff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fancy staff.
A regular amazing staff, but
Yeah.
not the staff.
Yeah, I have the Sword Commander seal. Oh, because
I-
I mean, you can get a Caspian sword too.
Yeah.
You want one?
No.
Okay.
What am I going to do with a sword? Stab something?
Yeah, that's what I do.
I've never tried. Usually I just set things on fire, but like
Yeah, you can stab everything, even fire. I carry this with great honor, and you know, I now have to work out more because I feel like I have to live up to my father's name and size.
Oh, I mean,
live
Yeah.
up to your name.
yeah.
Mhm.
No, it's true. I still remember the words of Saint Vitruvio. Was it Saint Vitruvio?
Tarna?
Oh, Tarna.
Saint Tarna. She was like, just be you. Be you. Who cares
Mhm.
about other people? You're already the best.
Choose your own destiny, Pluto. You got this.
Yeah. During my baptization, I learned a lot about myself. Like, number 1, I'm already great.
I've been saying that for a long time.
It's true.
That baptism was like therapy for me. That really helped me see clear.
You are great.
And it was great for my skin, I gotta tell you. Covering yourself in oil, I was dry before.
So much moisture.
Now I'm moisturized. Feel very soft. Feel that. Not that. Not that either. Yeah. That's the soft part.
Pluto, I'm excited to see what things are going to set forward. And again, no, we're here to support you.
Thank you. What should I do first?
I mean,
Eat lunch.
we've been gone for
Dinner.
a long time, and we have
Snacks.
not checked in with anybody in a while.
So we should figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but first I'm going to train with this sword.
Sword.
And
Found
Where'd you
one.
find it? Did you take that off the wall?
In the days following, Pluto, you are approached by your sister Minerva. Minerva is commander of the forces of House Jackson.
Minerva.
All right, so Dad kept wanting to send our soldiers into Westamar and kept sending a bunch of them. The last group of 100 soldiers that went with you to Drakkenheim didn't come back.
It's a mystery.
And now there's no. And now, if you want more, you've got more. Is the same thing going to happen to them?
I'll be honest. If they did go, yeah, it probably would. And so, we shouldn't. There's no reason to go back there right now. We should spare their lives. It's nuts over there.
Aren't we relying on Caspian forces to back us?
You're not Wilhelm.
No, I'm not, but I'm...
Quiet. I'm House Jackson leader.
I think that's when we were in the war against Illyria, though. Now we're not in a war against Illyria, so how does that?
Like, we can send reserve troops
Who
to,
are we
like,
fighting against now?
Drakkenheim.
Oh,
yeah.
like in oh yeah.
In
Yeah,
order
we can
to
use
take
that.
on Drakkenheim, I thought that we were trying to accumulate as many forces as possible.
That's true.
Yeah, can
You're not wrong.
Minerva as
Thinking of the old
as
Like, and I'll say, your sister Minerva is pretty tough. Like, she's tall warrior, who is ready, like, who has been taken up the position. Actually, like, she's got actual military chops, unlike you, and she knows it.
So yeah, like I mean I'm gonna defer to your judgment. Like, I'm more of a hands-on type of person. I usually do what other people tell me what to kill. Why was Dad sending them over there? Was it because we had the alliance thing, or?
Well, I mean, here's when we went to Drakkenheim initially, when Dad sent you and those soldiers, it was to do the things that you did. It's just that you ended up doing them after everyone else got killed.
Yeah,
Well, it's Drakkenheim, baby.
yeah, yeah, pretty great.
But do you know, but it seems like with all these alliances that you've got the family in, that other people are expecting us to commit soldiers and troops to helping this thing out. And if we're going to send any forces up there in any number, I need to know so that I can start getting them together and marching them up to Drakkenheim. Because if that's the case, I can get us ready and I'll meet you there.
Listen, people are going to die, but less Caspian soldiers will die because there's a lot more soldiers of everybody.
Yeah, it's more variety.
It'll be shared death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe more commander positions.
Can you
rather-
tell
well,
me, Veo? Yeah, like who, where should I go,
What do you mean? Where should you go?
or where should where do we need the resources?
Well, I mean, how many resources are there? How many soldiers are there for your people?
Well, Minerva says, as a great house of Caspia, we have immediately our own house guard, which is hundreds of soldiers. We can call our banners, which would mean, like, House Jackson has lesser Caspian houses that are its vassals. And Minerva continues and says, if it was necessary and warranted, we could call those banners, which we have not done, and order them to assemble as many troops as they can and march those soldiers into Westamar. So potentially, we could muster up thousands of soldiers.
But we don't want to leave the lands of House Jackson
Defended.
undefended.
In particular, given the risk of some creative challenges happening between now and the King's Moot.
Is there a small battalion of really talented soldiers that we can bring as like a strike force?
I can muster up several regiments.
I mean, that might be.
And maybe putting it out there that is the current situation, but things might change because we do have some battles coming, and these alliances, as Sebastian so nicely put it, will hopefully spread out the need for Caspian lives.
Yeah, we'll be spending lives of everybody equally, so it won't be full. That's a terrible way of saying that.
I can put together a strike force of a few hundred fine soldiers handpicked from our guard and some of our vassals.
Can we start with volunteers?
Certainly.
We'll definitely need the better ones because, as we said, Drakkenheim is no joke.
Yeah.
We need monster slayers.
We can't mess around. You know, don't touch delirium.
I can. We'll send more competent ones than the ones that originally came with you.
Yeah, and don't have them be led by anyone that was like me 2 years ago.
And maybe not like the bookkeeper or the court mage. Those probably aren't the best soldiers for us.
I mean, maybe a mage.
I mean, yeah, okay, a mage actually might be cool. Well, no,
Do you have battle mages?
We have lots of. We have an alliance with a few mages.
They're not battle mages. You, battle mage.
And I think
But,
they
like,
would.
There's no more scholars in the academy than anything.
True, but we have River and Eldrick and that other one.
Yeah, Eldrick's not gonna go front line.
No, he's not.
No, they tend to sit back.
Do we still have what's her name? Ryan Greymere? Where's she?
Haven't talked to her in a long time.
We haven't gone back.
I think
When's the last time we were in Drakkenheim?
I don't know. It's been a while. But listen, we have Illyria. We have House Jackson.
Yep.
We have whoever Wilhelm got, some Westamarians.
Well, yeah, like
the werewolf
houses.
folk. The
Well, I don't know if Rudy's crew is gonna.
Rudy's crew. I don't know. Rudy looks like she's gonna retire soon anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully she makes it there.
But we got some good forces.
I think they would then go under the banner of Wilhelm.
Do we have a dragon?
Do we have a dragon?
We'll get a dragon.
Yeah,
We have a mechanical dragon. My dad.
Yeah,
My dad
yeah.
Can give us we have a mechanical dragon.
and we've got me.
And there's a promise that if I keep collecting holy relics, that I can also ride a dragon.
That would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's
Well-
come up a couple times.
Listen, Pluto. You go what you're best at doing, which is being a big brash hero. And I'll keep things organized with our troops. I'm not going to put any of them under your command. Sorry.
That is probably the best decision you've ever made.
But I'll see you in Drakkenheim.
I can't wait. Also, if you're going to send letters, please use a reliable courier service.
Send them to the hooded lanterns. I don't know if anyone was
Or
sending
find a
them
court
directly.
mage for sending. I don't know why we're still sending letters.
And also, if you're going to send letters, give them to Veo to give to the Hooded Lantern.
As it turns out,
Yeah.
this whole
Nobody's
our whole
coming.
postal system just collapsed when I left.
Their messenger died in the first day in Drakkenheim.
Oh,
Like,
did he? I probably
Yeah.
sent him as a scout.
messenger, here's a letter.
In the
Go into-
future, we'll rely on our court mages to use the sending spell.
That's smart,
Ah,
smart.
yes.
I just imagine him running with a letter and then like a big bird just,
Yeah.
and just it's like that's like
He almost made it all the way to Caspia and then
Yeah.
walked on the beach.
One of the seagulls.
let's see.
That's what you get for sending a halfling with the letter. The giant bird just.
And
Crabs
it
him.
just thinks it's a crab. He looks like a crab from that height. And then it gets closer, it's like, you're not a crab, but I'm gonna eat you anyway.
I mean, you've already established that the giant seagulls eat like children
True, yeah.
And adults.
They'll eat
in general.
and adults
They're
even.
that-
So
They're that
young
big.
adults. Young adults. That's how I lost my big brother, Kevin.
wait, you had another brother named Kevin.
I have look at this painting. That's what I heard.
Like
Yeah,
Phoebus?
Kevin.
Phoebus?
Yes.
Wait, oh,
Kevin was
I-
17 years old and he got swooped up by a bird. He was just on the short
I
side.
really want to know the story behind Kevin because you have like Triton and Titan and
Vulcan.
Uranus, and then you have Kevin who got eaten by a bird.
They realized they needed more interesting names because
Yeah, we
he
really
was the first.
started to run light.
So you went with the most abstract name you could think of, Kevin.
I'm to be fair, I didn't come up with this name. Like,
No,
I
that's
just-
fair.
He wasn't even born.
I was not born.
Pre-Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto they came up with after they came up with Kevin.
They really were
Are you
scraping the
the
bottom of the
youngest
barrel.
brother?
I think, yeah.
Or the youngest in the
Who's
family?
younger than me?
A couple of your sisters are younger, but yeah, you are.
The youngest
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Man. I'm a boy man.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Pluto Jackson, boy man.
Well, you are now the head of the house, so
Get used to it.
Put on your big boy pants.
I mean, is anything going to change?
Yeah. The bedroom assignments.
Oh.
Like, I get the big bedroom now.
Oh, okay.
But like
Yeah.
when we're journeying, it's...
Oh, nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Pluto, are you gonna do a painting with us in it?
Are we family?
Ooh, should we commission a new painting? I commission a new painting.
Yep.
We're gonna hang the other one in like a great hall
Mm.
in one of the great hallways. But the new painting in my room is us three.
But like it's a wide painting with room to add.
Yeah,
People to
lots of people.
So like it just starts with us three, but they can add people
He
as
gets
like...
to be in the middle and we're on either side.
Yeah.
It's like it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I think your wife should be in there, I guess.
And not as an afterthought. I go, as he's finishing the painting, you go, no, add my wife. Add my wife beside me. Oh, man. I love her.
She could be
so
sitting in
much.
front of you in your arms. You can get a hand on her.
Was it? You said it was
Shoulder.
arranged? It was like sort of
I mean, the reality for most nobility in the continent is to have their marriages arranged.
Look, I care about her, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I met her when I was a little older. I have my priorities, my focuses, like murdering demons.
Mhm.
And you know, I think as time goes on and my adventuring days are behind me, we'll be able to spend more time together, get to know each other.
So, she's so smart.
She's much smarter than me, but that's not saying much, but she's also smarter than most of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool. She's so cool. She's super cool.
Really cool. And she
You think she's cool?
comes from Bavaria. There's so much food.
But you
there.
want to?
Yeah, I do.
She could probably look at your arm. Because it's great
Oh,
medicine.
what's wrong with my arm?
With that,
Oh yeah.
several days have gone by.
Yep.
And River does bring a missive to you that people are starting to wonder what you guys have been up to. From Westermar.
Just getting some much needed downtime.
River, I learned about baseball.
That's very impressive. I know that things are somber around here, but the situation, there's a lot going on, and I wanted to know if you all intend to return to Westermar, or if you're just going to stay here and rule your household now.
No,
We
River.
could retire.
I'm a hands-on. My my father was well into his 50s and 60s before he even began to take a back seat in his adventuring days, and
That's
I will
admirable.
continue that.
I think there's many, Pluto, that given all that's happened, you're surrounded by your family right now, your father just passed, you know that the Kingsmoot is coming up, you have so many responsibilities to your house. It would be completely understandable if you focused on the affairs of your house.
It's just I just can't. I don't know how to write. I've been faking it this whole time. These letters just scribbly nonsense.
You drew pictures.
Yeah.
No, I just it's not my style, and I think I need a good distraction.
We're not done what we need to do.
No.
Rest tomorrow yet.
There'll be time for rest after we burn Drakkenheim to the ground.
Yeah.
And save my dad.
And
Right.
with your dad safe.
Yeah. Primary objective. Before we burn it down, we just get him out of the pillar. Thanks.
Remove him from the pillar.
Yeah.
Destroy delirium.
Yeah. Stop Lucretia Mathias.
That god.
Stop
awful.
Lucretia Mathias.
Yeah. I think I've really come around on her. She might not be good.
We should probably check in with Wilhelm just to see if there's any way.
Yeah, can you send him? Can you send Wilhelm?
Can you send? Is that your magic you have?
Oh.
River, can
What am I? What am I, a bird?
Yeah, I can get us there in an instant because I'm amazing, but sending a letter through magic? No, that's like Academy behind a desk stuff.
Yeah, that's
so-
River's whole job, is to send messages.
Oh, sorry, River.
Yeah.
So instead of sending a message to him, let's just show up wherever he is.
I mean, he's waiting for us.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah, I guess we should probably check in with them because, well,
Let's
what
go.
are they?
Do you want to check in with him?
battle.
Do you want to check in with him in person?
Yeah.
I have a hair from his mustache. I can get us there.
How did you
What?
get that?
When he was sleeping. I have one from all of you guys.
I mean, I just shed, so that's not.
That's not unreal.
I have
That's what I
I have a
was-
collection of your hairs in case I need to teleport to you.
You're probably just trying to constantly
Yeah,
get the
I
hair
actually
off.
have a collection of Veo's hair.
Yeah, Veo's hairs, I mean, sometimes I imagine that I might try to
Yeah.
teleport to one of you guys and will accidentally teleport to Veo.
Go
Yeah.
in warm weather like this, it's just natural. It just comes
See,
off.
that's why we
okay?
shave the bears.
So should we send a message or should we go?
River?
Let's just.
I'm
go.
ready when you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Is
just
there
go.
anything else you
Where
need to
are-
handle before you leave?
Do you need to tell your wife you're leaving again?
Yeah, Rosa. I'm gonna find Rosa and bid her farewell. She understands.
Mhm.
Probably.
Yeah, she says, "Go be a hero."
Thank you, honey. I love that you support me.
I encourage your hobbies.
God, I love her so much. Can I bring you back anything?
When you come back, you're just gonna have to stick around for the same amount of time that you were gone.
It's fair. I think we'll be able to come back more often because now he can get us places much quicker.
Now that I've been here, yeah, we can come visit. I'll be there.
Mhm.
We can come visit anytime. I'll hang out with you guys.
I don't think that last stretch is behind us. I'm the leader of the house now. I have a lot more flexibility.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of battles we have to get
Yeah, we gotta
to.
go kill
Yeah.
a lot of people.
You're not coming back for a while.
Wait, what?
Do we know where? Do we know where
As you
they
prepare
are?
to leave, your family does gather to see you off. Knowing, with all the commitments in place and the memory of your father fresh in your minds, your sister, your mother, and your wife, as well as George, and the rest of the household, make sure that you have a proper send off. And the soldiers of House Jackson salute you as the new Prince Elector of House Jackson.
I will do great things for our family name. I will continue to uphold all the qualities that my father did. And I will only bring glory to House Jackson.
And they cheer.
And I cast teleport.
And you hear a scream. As our bodies are ripped apart.
Okay.
Do you know where we're going?
Yeah, I will help.
Just going
Oh,
for,
is it-
going
did you
for his beard.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I'm going to teleport to Wilhelm's mustache.
All right. Well,
Uh-oh.
and with that is where I would say Drakkenforce emerges unexpectedly. Basically right when Wilhelm is like preparing to take the long rest after that whole day of battle, and he's like just about to be like I'm going to bed, and then all of a sudden Drakkenforce appears.
Three people
Yeah.
are in the room. with
On
him.
his bed. Just
Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
the bed breaks.
Yeah.
Oh god.
we just
Hey,
But-
Willie.
really anyone could have come in if they had your mustache hair. Well, you really need to work on your security
Yeah,
here.
you gotta hide
Where are my
your
hooded
mustache.
lanterns? I'm getting them in trouble. Or are we switching out?
No, I don't know. I just you're
Yeah, you can
in
go.
Wilhelm's
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Willie.
He's like in his nightgown.
Yeah, I have a little
Sure.
nightie on.
So fashionable.
What?
We came as soon as we could.
Yeah, I see that. It's the middle. We're getting ready for a battle tomorrow.
Oh,
Perfect. Then we're here.
You should rest up. We're going to sea.
we came right on time.
I suppose you did.
Yeah. Where's my room? Where's our room?
Pluto.
We can sleep here.
You know, go into the hall. Okay, here, and I get up with my nightie and I walk into the hall. And
I mean, with the sound of the teleportation, there's like a short moment later where like Elias and like the guards
A
are
bunch of
already
people
in,
rush
like
in.
the king's being assassinated.
Stand down.
it's
Stand
fine.
down.
It's just Drakkenforce. They're here. Can we see that they get a room? Get them tidied up. Pluto, I heard about your fathers. Are you okay?
There was some sadness, but in the end, we only remember the good things. And I'm here now. I'm here to help finish what we started.
Will you be okay for battle tomorrow?
Yeah, battle is an excellent distraction. It takes my mind off things.
And what's going on with his arm?
Oh yeah, that's.
And that's where we'll leave it off for tonight.
What's wrong with this?
With Drakkenforce and the Dusk Wardens united back again in Dransmund, there is certainly lots of catching up to do, but unexpected allies joining the Dusk Wardens for the battle at sea the next day is certainly a welcome thing. A big thank you, as always, to our amazing cast, Callie, Jill, and Anathea Joe. Heavy heart stuff.
I'm just having gone there sometimes.
And a big thank you to Kyle for sobbing lightly behind the camera.
Oh man, I hope he's okay.
Yeah,
Aww.
he really had a soft spot for Saul
The
Jackson.
tissues.
Yeah.
And a big thank you to Monty, our Dungeon Master.
A very creating Saul Jackson and then his end. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, and in our games, we get to work with some incredible creators, and they produce some incredible assets that we use in our tabletop games. And we encourage you to go out and support some of these amazing creators. We have some wonderful terrain by Dwarven Forge. We have miniatures by Hero Forge, WizKids, and the Dungeon Dudes. We have player character artwork by Elizabeth Perot, and music by Tabletop Audio.
And if you want to bring Drakkenheim to your games at home, check out at Ghostfire Gaming, Drakkenheim.com to bring Dungeons of Drakkenheim, Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakkenheim, and pre-order Monsters of Drakkenheim. As well, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dude shirts, including Troll Killer. Check it out at bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
Our videos and live streams are made possible thanks to our incredible Patreon community. If you enjoy the work that we do here, you can also support us through Patreon. The links are right down below.
We also have a phenomenal Discord community exclusive for our Patreon. So you can join us on Discord. You can chat with us about how sad you are about Saul Jackson. I know that there's a lot of Jackson fans out there. And I bet there's going to be a lot of people in the Discord chatting their goodbyes to Saul Jackson. So if you're out there and you are in our Discord, or if you're just join in and join the fun.
Celebrate him.
Celebrate him.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in Drakkenheim.